I'm gonna tell you and give you the exact blueprint that you can use to become successful. I can guarantee if you follow these step by step to the T, you will maximize your career opportunities as an international student. And I'm the living proof of that. I have not seen any international student become as successful as I have while being a student. The amount of stuff that I have done, look at all the things that I can tell you. I work with Ottawa Tourism, which is the tourism, obviously official body of Ottawa. I work with big companies like North City Canada. I was the first influencer ever in the history of Canada to have worked with higher education institutions. I started 2 businesses while being an international student. I shot at music festivals. I shot at every single campus events that happened. I made the most viral videos of my campus. I worked with almost every single department on campus. I was my residence coordinator. I was the community life service photographer. I was the vice president of the photography club. I was the multimedia coordinator of my news publishing department of my university. There's tons of stuff I did as an international student. Okay, I was even the photographer and the best videographer of all the nightclubs in my city. Each night I would have made $400 to $600 just by working 1 hour, guys. Imagine how much work you would have to do to make $600 with a minimum wage job. I was doing that one night, and every weekend there were 2 nights and we would be shooting at all clubs of Ottawa. That's who I am, and that's why you should listen to me and not the people online who are telling you to settle for less. I even forgot to mention, I was the account manager at one of the largest recruiting companies in the world called Hayes in my 2nd year as an international student. So are you gonna listen to someone who's still flipping burgers, who haven't achieved their maximum potential as an international student, or someone who has done it and is telling you you could do the same? So without further ado, let's get into what is the very first thing that you can do as an international student to master the process of career development. The very first thing you need to do is, number 1, get better at communication. I know it sounds very simple. Obviously, I'm going to advance these things in the next couple of steps. I'm going to give you some really technical information. But the very first thing, guys, you need to improve on is your communication. For those of you who cannot speak proper English, for those of you who cannot make eye contact with a person when you're talking to them, for those of you who cannot speak to random strangers on the streets, you guys are in serious trouble. You need to learn the skills of communicating, understanding what the other person is saying, and also making your point understood to the other person, getting across your point. So many international students, they cannot speak to strangers. All their life, they have stuck in their little bubbles with their friends, and when they move abroad, they cannot make friends anymore, maybe from different communities and different cultures or countries, but they end up only looking for people in their communities because that makes them comfortable. This is a big no-go, because for you to make friends, for you to build your network, people have to like you to tell you that, hey, you know what? You should hear about this opportunity. That's the ugly truth. If you're a nerd, unfortunately, you don't have a lot of friends in your class. If you're a boring person, you don't have a lot of friends in your class. If you're a very boring person, you don't even have friends in real life. That's the truth. So you guys gotta get more interesting. Be someone who's fun to be around. If you're someone who's fun to be around, other people will surround themselves around you. Okay, so the best way you could actually improve your communication, the way I improve my English skills, my enunciation, my way of presenting, is actually by watching a lot of celebrity talk shows. Because a celebrity is the most polished person you can actually find out there. So when I used to watch Jimmy Kimmel, when I used to watch shows like Jimmy Fallon, or I think there is James Corden, you see the celebrities coming in and the way they present. They're supposed to be polished. They're supposed to be real presenters. So when you try to imitate them and learn from them, you actually learn from the best. So go watch celebrity talk shows. First of all, it will improve your body language, the way you talk, the way you pronounce your word, and the way you put on a smile when you're talking. That will help you a lot. And obviously, you need to take some English classes or take some IELTS classes, which should be able to improve your English. And also, don't just learn English, speak it. My father knows a lot of English, but he cannot even speak a sentence of English. So don't be the person who knows everything about English but can't say a word in English. It's better that for you to not know enough about English, but to be able to at least speak English, okay? Because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, French people, Italian people, they don't speak proper English. However, they still are able to get their point communicated to other people, right? So all you have to do is be able to communicate properly, present yourself nicely, dress nice, make that positive impression, and obviously improve your English. So that's the first thing you gotta improve on, is communication. If you're not smart, if you're not fun to be around, people are not gonna be around you, and they're gonna kind of repel and push you away. This is why a lot of international students cannot approach job opportunities. So for those of you who are still hanging out with your dumb friends and you're not getting anything out of it, cut them off, go learn new things, go talk to strangers on the streets, and learn how to maintain conversations with people that you know nothing about. Okay, learn how to ask good questions to maintain a conversation.